we're on vacation. Everyone has fun, and everyone eats. Now, how do you like your steak prepared? Well done, pink in the middle, or so rare it's practically bleeding with every bite that you take? Lowlifes is a Tubi original directed by two people, Mitch Oliver and Tesh Gutakonda, who wrote Influencer. And Influencer is actually a Shudder original that you really should check out. Check out the respective IMDb pages for the full list of their work. This was written by Al Kaplan, who's a music composer for some movies, and one of them was Zombievers. Yeah, they made a movie about zombie beavers. It actually was quite entertaining despite the silly premise of zombie beavers. No zombie beavers here, just a family, a mother, a father, and a brother, sister, two, who are RVing in the wilderness, just having fun, having cookouts. They happen upon two locals, Vern and Billy. Billy, don't be a hero! Who basically end up having car trouble. One of them gets a ride back, and then things get really, really bizarre when, let's just say, this family has car trouble, and they have to be at this remote homestead and solve the mystery before everybody might be history. Low life tales, woohoo! So, yeah, there really isn't a whole lot to talk about as far as plot development because they reveal the twist early on, and then we have to see how these characters interact with each other and how certain characters have to find out about this twist that the audience finds out about very early on. So, as far as star power, I mean, really, I think the most famous person in this would be Elise Levesque, who played Kathleen. She was Clarity in Ready or Not, Here I Come, from the directors of Scream 5 and Scream 6, unfortunately, as well as Abigail. And there are others. Amanda Fix, she plays Amy, the young daughter that harbors a couple secrets. And then there's Keith Matthew McCall, who plays the father, the very, down-to-earth father that is bound, determined to make sure everybody eats. If you're not getting it right now, I don't really know what to tell you. And also Jeffrey. Jeffrey, will you sit down? Probably shouldn't reference that guy. Joshua Zaharia. And then there's a couple sisters. There's Savannah, Brianna Llewellyn. Pretty certain I probably butchered that right there. And Julianne, Cassandra Sawtell. So, yeah, it's basically just characters trying to push along this film that pretty much has a short film-length plot stretched out to a full-length feature. It's not awful. The first, 20 or so minutes are all right. And there's a little bit of dark comedy in it. Unfortunately, there isn't a lot of meat to the characters. Ironic, given the twist. And you just kind of end up realizing that a lot of characters just do a lot of stupid shit to advance the meager plot. And yeah, that's slasher horror movie 101. This, however, while it cut above some Tubi originals, I'll take this over the Camp Host 10 out of 10 times. And at least there are people trying here. It's also very, very basic. It's so basic, bitch. The kills are all right, and it is what it is, but the problem is the movie tends to just stumble, drag its feet, and gets to a conclusion that makes you think, really, that's it? That's what they decided to do? So yeah, Tubi's an ad-based streaming service if you want to check it out, and that's really all I have to say without getting into spoilers. So, yeah, spoilers, let's go. They're cannibals. They're cannibals. That's what it is. They kill Billy because he decides to be a hero. I pretty much called it right from the beginning when the dad was talking about, everyone has fun and everyone eats and talks about the meat and the fat being the best part. And gee, I wonder what the fuck they're talking about. So yeah, Billy ends up getting killed when he catches a ride because the truck breaks down. You think it's the local yokels, but no, it's actually this family. And they do this. Why? Because fun, I guess. Amy also is gay and smokes the weed, the devil's lettuce, and the dad doesn't like it, but the mother doesn't mind. Also, this family seems really inept as far as how they kill. I mean, I'm sorry, they don't seem like they would have been able to kill a near-dead pig without stumbling over their own goddamn feet. And while the actors certainly try, you have even the family where Julianne and Savannah and their dad and this guy called Big Mac, who's a big lad that doesn't really end up doing all that much. They just live out in the middle of fucking nowhere. There's a sheriff that has an issue with Vern. Not Vern Gagne. We are not in Minnesota. Shockingly, that actually probably would have been funnier if it was an AWA-inspired horror movie. especially for how Vern paid people. Nevertheless, Savannah instantly, has issues trusting this family, which is smart. And the thing is this family is not very good at hiding who they are. Nevertheless, it is what it is. Do these look like dangerous people to you? Kathleen says. And then Vern basically is stranded. He ends up having some stomach issues. There's this stuff where Jeffrey's handing out these chocolate bars that actually are laced with stuff that make people sick and make them more susceptible to being killed because they've done this for a while. Despite that, though, I think the chocolate bar thing is like the only halfway decent idea that they implement. And I mean the family. I don't mean the movie itself. They hack up Billy. The Hagabars are just left in the goddamn shower of this RV that they park in the middle of nowhere or in the woods before going to the homestead. They go, hey. And Kathleen is on some pills for some reason. And Keith wants his wife. I don't know why they thought that throwing these ideas there was a good idea, because I don't really think anything gets developed. We do get a bit of a romance between Amy and Savannah. Okay. Is it a way for her to get lured in? Probably. Big Mac gets killed by Jeffrey. Further proving that guy couldn't have whipped cream and, wouldn't have been able to churn anything. He would have been able to, churn around every now and then. You better believe it, and you better run around. I screwed that up. Basically, everybody just ends up dying, essentially. The dad ends up getting his head smashed, which was kind of funny. Amy ends up trying to kill Savannah, but gets pushed down. The knife goes right into her leg. Because, again, these people are kind of fucking idiots. Amy keeps indicating she wants to be a normal person, and then instantly turns back to her killing ways. Had she decided to try and redeem herself, I guess, by helping Savannah and, Savannah and Julianne, I totally forgot the names because they're so distinct, then maybe there would have been something to this. Also, Savannah does some arrow stuff, and Savannah and Julianne try to band together to fight back against his family, even though Julianne is trapped, and the mother gets an arrow through her neck. The sheriff decides to investigate eventually because he's like, hey, wait a second. We got a weird call from this phone number, this cell number, that was a Los Angeles area code. And this one guy referenced that something, his family was coming from L.A., so maybe it's them. So he shows up after Jeffrey gets killed by getting, his hand put on an element, not the fifth element, and also fried with water, and killed. The dad ends up getting his eye forked out, because why not, and gets his head smashed. That was kind of funny, I'll say that. And then, basically, Kathleen's dead, so everybody's pretty much dead in this family except Amy. Amy gets chased out by Savannah, and the sheriff shoots Savannah, because of course, and then Amy is in the back of the sheriff's car, or the deputy's car, whatever he is, and then she basically kills him and then takes off. So there you go. Takes off. That's pretty much it right there. There's not really a lot to this movie. It's not even awful. I'm not going to say it's one of the worst things I've seen this year. As far as a grade, I will still give it an F because of the score. Because if you're going to do 1 to 5 out of 10, then you have to give it an F. I guess 5 out of 10 would be considered sort of pseudo-average, but yeah, this didn't really work for me. I'm not saying it's the worst thing, but it gets an F. Sorry. Agree, disagree with what I said. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Rintlin. I'll see you soon.